G'day guys, Desi here from Sea Change Boating, and this is the most exciting moment for many years in the marine and boating industry. We're here at Tweed Heads at the new Missing at Sea headquarters, and we're here with the jigging master, social media masterpiece and mastermind behind Missing at Sea. Trishan, it's great to see you, mate.
That's a big intro, mate. How you going?
Mate, I'm going well. I just want to ask you the first question. What does it feel like having this vision and then this is actually morphed in behind you,
Well,
mate?
to be honest, I've had 5 years to sit on it because about 5 years ago is when the vision started. So it's been a long process, but I kind of always believed that the team could make it happen.
Yeah.
Now that we're finally here, mate, there's mornings when I drive in here this morning, 5 a.m, the lights are on, and I just look at it and I'm like, wow. You kind of pinch yourself because this has been something that we've been working towards for a number of years. And to make it finally happen, we are stoked. And obviously to share it with the community that's here today on the opening, absolutely pumped.
Yeah, and just for all the viewers here, we're in the South Tweed Industrial Estate. So a lot of industry, smash repair shops, a few breweries and coffee roasters, but you've just built this amazing looking retail precinct right on the corner here in Industry Drive, mate. It just looks sensational.
Well, one of the reasons we chose this area in particular is because we've always been online. Those who follow the journey, we were based in Byron Bay online. We had a small little retail shop here. We kind of always wanted to expand into the world of retail, and then Tweed, in terms of the area, all around us is nothing other than diesel mechanics, other fishing shops, boating shops. There's a huge fishing community here, and for what we do, Tweed just kind of seemed like the first stepping stone for us, because the long-term plan, maybe if everything goes to plan, is to have a few more of these in some other key locations.
Nice.
But Tweed right now is amazing.
Mate, so I've been following you for a couple of years now, and if I could just go back, say 2 years perhaps, and freeze frame where you're at when obviously you launched Missing at Sea, lot of social media, a lot of following, and at what stage did you go, hold on, we're onto something here, let's go to that next level? Like, what was that moment like for you?
Mate, there wasn't one particular moment, and if I'm to be honest, a lot of the decisions that we've made, so the business started with me personally, and then obviously, the team's kind of evolved, but a lot of the decisions that we make, honestly, it's just a spur of the moment. Prime example, this building here, I was about to sign a lease. In fact, I did. I signed a lease on a building 200 metres that way.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I've gone, shit, I think it might be a little bit too small. And the agent's gone, well, there's this huge premises here. We walked in here, and the thing I said to the boys the second we walked in, I said, boys, this is too big. Like, this is years down the track. It's amazing, but it's not right now. And then went home, thought about it, and I was like, there's never a right time. There's never the perfect time. And, we were a bit conservative and a bit scared, so that's why we're looking at the smaller space. And I'm like, you know what, stuff it. Let's go all in. We know the community's behind us. We know that we can make it happen. So to answer your question, all the decisions that we make, mate, we're a very kind of spontaneous business that makes decisions on the spot.
Yep.
And then we don't really look back. We just go all guns blazing.
Mate, I just love that attitude, because it's about following that dream, almost surrendering to the process. We could have gone smaller, but we've gone all in to a bigger premises, and now you've made it happen. So, I mean, we all need to make a crust in life, and some of us are lucky to turn passions into our business, and it looks like you guys have really crafted that, and it's
let me just say
the epitome is the staff and the quality of people you've got.
Still, even if you're pursuing something that's your passion, you still experience the same stresses that you would do. Just like everyone else. In fact, sometimes you experience more stress because you're so passionate about it, so you actually care a lot more. But, my advice to people out there, if let's face it, we spend the bulk of our life working.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you try and invest your time into either working for a business in an industry that you like, or if you're going to go and do your own thing, just keep jumping over all the hurdles that will inevitably present themselves to you, because what's the worst that can go wrong? I had to think about it here. What's the worst that can go wrong?
Yeah, sure.
Business collapses, everything goes pear-shaped, but I'm still alive. Still going to try and, live my life accordingly. But if you don't give it a go, whether, you're making key decisions for a business that you work in or it's your own business, I think the fear scares so many businesses away from making the key decisions that they need to make. And I've got a saying that I like to share with the boys. If we're not trying to put ourselves out of business, someone will do it for us. And that saying for me means we always need to be pushing the bar. you know, exploring new things, because in today's day and age, people move at such a warp speed, and there's so many smart and talented people out there for us. We always want to push the bar because we know otherwise someone else is going to do it.
Yeah. Well, mate, I'd love to go for a little walkthrough in a moment.
Yep.
But a bit like Sea Change Boating, we're not a traditional retail and wholesale business either, and certainly you haven't put yourself in that same position. We're not talking about a traditional chandlery store here, are we? So one of the things that I've noticed is that bravery to not stock the whole place full of just stuff. You know, like the traditional chandlery stores where you got to throw in that much stock in every square centimetre. So for me, it takes a little bit of courage and refrain to go, this is my product, I'm going to throw some space around it and really present it in such a beautiful way. And I think Missing at Sea's done that from the start, you know, how to turn into, you know, a little jig into a work of art. You guys have done that, and it's with the store too.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, there's so many, like I said before, there's a lot of big companies out there who do what they do well. We want to just create something different with a bit more integrity, a bit more of a story. And then, you know, like everyone that's coming today, it's way more of a community feel for us. It's all about the community. It's all about the people that believe in kind of what we believe in. If we all come together, it feels like we're all mates hanging out.
Yeah.
Even through the social media side of things, like we haven't met, you know, hardly anyone who follows us yet. We talk to them regularly.
Yeah.
They resonate with us, we resonate with them, and that's the whole concept behind what we do. It's all about the community.
Yeah. And mate, you seem pretty relaxed today, and Harry's on the video recorder there,
I was
and
gonna say, he's got really shaky hands. So apologies to anyone watching. It's going to be like ADHD hands.
so we've got a few Your Mates beers there, thanks to the boys from Your Mates Brewing, and Harry's doing okay with the steady hands there. But you do look fairly calm. But who would have foreseen 2 years ago when we had lockdowns and restrictions and not even border crossings now? So you obviously made that decision sort of around that time.
Oh, yeah.
So, mate, were you crazy, or you lost your sense, or you feel like you're going crazy?
I reckon it comes down to you got to have like self-belief in what you do. So yeah, it was a crazy time for us to be looking at going into the retail world because everyone in retail was getting shut down.
Yep.
Borders were closing. But in my personal opinion, I saw nothing but opportunity. You know, and if you look at a lot of people out there in the world of business or, I don't know, finance, they see opportunity when the world's kind of crumbling. That's when, you know, opportunities present to themselves. So, I don't know, it was a bit weird, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, signing a lease on a pretty big building when everyone was shut down. I mean, when we first came in here, we had to have masks on and it was all kind of weird because there was the whole COVID thing happening. But I just try not to let those things get in the way. If you have a lot of self-belief and you can see angles to kind of get around the certain obstacles that are in your way and have a long-term vision, it's the long-term vision. I know long-term, this model that we're doing is going to provide something different into the industry. We're already seeing it work now, so as we continue to dial, it's only going to get better.
No, fantastic, mate. And also the floods. We know who forget we just had the floods.
We had one staff member, Paul Dunsey, if he's watching this, he actually got stuck trying to get to the premises in the Chindra Tunnel. He spent 2 days there, sleeping in his car. It was a wild time.
It is a crazy time, but I think one of the successes of your brand and your crew is authenticity. And, you know, even Gary Vaynerchuk says authenticity is the new currency of business. And you guys, the way you portray your stories and your fishing journeys, it's not about doing silly stuff and all that. You just capture what's happening raw on the boat. And in your store, I mean, that's obviously going to be the journey moving forward. And that's why we're so keen today to, you know, explore a little bit of that journey of creating this amazing store.
Yeah. There's a lot of hard work has gone into this store. And I guess the store, like you said, it's a bit of a reflection of how we view our brand and our business. You know, you're not going to find it cluttered with stock.
Yeah.
You're going to find a lot of smaller upcoming brands or Aussie-based brands or quirky kind of international brands that fits our whole concept of, you know, we use a hashtag called Escape the Ordinary, and that means everything. Escaping the ordinary to go fishing, escaping the ordinary with different products, and that's our vibe, just do things different.
No, it's fantastic, mate. I think we might just about wrap it up and walk in and have a bit of a look at the store. Harry's getting a bit tired on the video recording. He's shaking and looking for another beer, mate. Just congratulations. I just think the store's come up fantastic. It's a credit to you and the team, and we're looking forward to seeing the next journey in Missing at Sea.
We're stoked, and we, you know, to anyone watching, if you have been into the store, you haven't been in, or you know, you followed our journey, we just want to say a huge thank you because without you guys and girls, none of this would be possible. And you know, our relationship with you guys and you know the boats, we are blessed, and in our opinion, this is just the beginning of what's going to become, you know, for us, a really, really cool journey as the years come on. So,
Yeah, well done, Tristan, and thanks to your team, mate.
legend, thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys.